Close the eyes if it feels safe to do so. Get myself together here. Spine nice and long. Think about the base of your spine, your sit bones rooted into the earth here, connecting with this present moment. And just begin to notice any sensations in your body as you breathe and arrive here. Drop the shoulders down, away from the ears. Allow the belly to be soft. And begin to let go of whatever happened before you arrived here in this space. And start to create your sacred container around you for your practice today. Today we are celebrating the winter solstice that is near this week, just a few days. And this is the longest night of the year, so it's an invitation for us to embody this energy of going inward, of retreating and finding solace in our sacred container. And as we turn inward, we can invite the rebirth of our internal light. And let each pose be a reflection of the gradual awakening within. A gentle unfurling of your luminosity and embracing the stillness of the winter. And I'd like to invite you to set an intention for this practice. You can also create a space for this intention to arise throughout your practice. And placing the hands over the heart center, seating that intention or creating that space. And when you're ready, meeting me in child's pose. And grab your blanket to support your knees if you have any sensitivity there. Or you can also fold over your sides of your mat. If you don't have a blanket with you, if you're at home. And we'll start with a wide-legged child's pose. So knees width of the mat, big toes together, hips sinking down and walking the hands out, bringing the heart center to the earth, the forehead to the earth. Thinking about grounding down through the base of your spine and the heart center opening to the earth, beginning to feel the warmth of your internal light. And just notice the breath here, drawing awareness, not working to shift it unless it will bring you more comfort. Our affirmation for this pose: in the depths of winter, I discover the warmth of my inner light. In the depths of winter, I discover the warmth of my inner light. Gaze comes towards the hands and gently walk the hands back, bringing the head up less. Gentle pause at the top. We'll move into dragon. So coming into tabletop, knees underneath the hips and wrists stacked under the shoulders. Find a neutral spine, connecting with the earth here. And walking or stepping the right foot forward to meet the hands. Make any adjustments that you need to feel strong in this pose. Knee tracing towards the middle toe on the right side. And thinking about the hips sinking down towards the earth. In the beginning of release. Embracing the return of the light, creating space. And you may also choose to come down to your forearms or to blocks, taking whatever variation you feel called to take here. 5 more breaths here. On the last exhale, gently pressing back, right toes pointed towards the front of the mat, sending the hips towards the back. Gentle half split here. Then removing any props and stepping or walking that right foot back. Coming back through tabletop. Just taking a couple of rounds of cat-cows here. Wrists stacked under the shoulders, knees under the hips. On the inhale, gaze comes up, belly drops, tailbone rises. Exhale, finding cat, rounding the spine, tucking the tailbone, gaze comes towards the navel. Inhale, belly drops into cow, tailbone rises. Arms active here, pressing into the earth. We round the spine, creating space in the shoulders. Moving through these, just a couple of breaths here. And finding a neutral spine. Stepping or walking the left foot forward to meet the hands. Taking a moment to find your alignment that's right for you. Making any adjustments and finding a place of stillness. Sinking the hips down towards the earth. Inviting that release. Gaze comes between the hands. Our affirmation here, I welcome the renewal of my spirit, finding joy in the quiet. I welcome the renewal of my spirit, finding joy in the quiet. 5 more breaths. Exhale, gently pressing back. We'll come into Sphinx pose. So whatever way is intuitive to you, gently making your way there. Bringing our bellies to the mat. Legs come out long behind you. Elbows just in front of the shoulders. Forearms pressed into the earth. Fingertips spread nice and wide. Drawing the shoulder blades together. Opening the heart center here. Gaze can come between your hands. You can let your crown of your head reach towards the earth. Rest your head on a block if you'd like. An invitation to close the eyes here and focus our awareness on our heart center. Thinking about the sun's return, as if the sun is held within the heart, its rays infusing the heart as it warms, softens, breathing through this space. Allow any tension that you may be holding in the hips, the legs, the glutes to soften and release. Know that you are fully supported here and held. And there is an option here to come into seal, bringing the hands to the corners of the mat and pressing up, deepening that lower back bend, pressing the palms into the earth. No option is better than the other. Just making choices that feel good to our bodies here in this moment. knowing you can return to Sphinx whenever you like. Last breath here. Exhale, lowering down to the elbows, crossing the arms and bringing the forehead to the forearms. Just taking a couple of breaths here, inviting the release of the lower back. And when you're ready, we will move into supported fish, either using blocks or a bolster. So bringing your props close. You can access this pose by laying the spine along the bolster and keeping the knees bent. Bringing the arms out to the sides to a T. You can also access this with blocks if you would like. Placing a block between the shoulder blades and one at the top of the mat for your head. A gentle opening of the heart here, allowing the sun's light to penetrate, to begin to enter. And our affirmation here as the sun begins its ascent, I embrace new beginnings. As the sun begins its ascent, I embrace new beginnings. Coming back to the breath and the rise and fall of the heart center of the chest. And taking your last couple of breaths here, and then removing the props, maybe coming to the elbows and gently moving them aside as we come to laying with our back to the mat. Legs come out long, maybe taking a big stretch, bringing the arms up overhead and stretching all the way to the toes and the fingertips. And we'll move into Banana Asana. So locking the ankles over to the right bottom corner and crossing the left ankle over the right. And drawing the shoulders to the top right corner of the mat. Maybe cactusing the arms out, bending the elbows, making sure our shoulders are in contact with the earth. Breathing into the opening of the left side body. Following the breath as it travels into all of the spaces, all of the in-betweens. This posture embodying the shifting energies, the transition, moving into this next cycle. Maybe thinking about things that we are releasing, what we are letting go of to create space for new beginnings. Gently uncross the ankles and coming back through the middle, back to neutral, maybe pulling the knees in towards the chest here, grabbing on wherever you can, and rocking side to side. Releasing and coming into the other side, walking the ankles over to the left bottom corner, crossing the right over the left, shoulders coming to the top left corner of the mat, finding a position with the arms that keeps the shoulders in contact with the earth, creating that crescent shape with our bodies. And opening up on the right side body now. Each breath inviting you to turn inward, to be aware of sensations arising, to be curious. And cross the legs, coming back through center, bringing the arms down to your sides. Bend the knees bringing the feet hip distance apart, and gently allow the knees to fall side to side. Windshield wiper the knees nice and slow. Pausing anywhere that you feel a little stickiness. Just really giving our hips some extra attention today. As we draw the knees back through center, press through the soles of the feet, lifting the hips from the mat and gently shifting them to the left. Allow the knees to fall to the right and find a supine twist, bringing the arms out to a T. Gaze comes over the left fingertips. Each breath inviting a gentle release, moving the energy that travels along our spine, our central column of energy that carries light throughout our entire body, sends messages to all of the parts of us. Our affirmation here: I honor the restorative powers of stillness. I honor the restorative powers of stillness. On the inhale, gently drawing knees back up towards center, shifting the hips back to neutral, maybe drawing the knees in towards the chest. Option to take a happy baby here if you would like. reaching through and grabbing onto the ankles or the outsides of the feet, the back of the thigh, wherever, and drawing the knees down towards the floor. And releasing, bringing the feet back to the mat, knees bent, hip distance apart, pressing through the soles of the feet, lifting the hips and shifting them to the right, allowing the knees to fall to the left, bringing the arms out to a T, making any adjustments that you need. It may benefit you to place a block between your knees. Gaze coming towards the right fingertip. Inhale, gently unwind, coming back through center, shifting the hips, and bringing the soles of the feet together for Supta Baddha Konasana, reclined butterfly, and allowing the knees to fall open, maybe placing blocks under your thighs. Blocks under the thighs for support. Hands can rest on the rib cage or at your side. An invitation here to come back to your intention, to come back to the idea of inviting or embracing new beginnings, being open to new possibilities. Feel free to stay here or extend legs out into your final Shavasana, taking up some space on your mat, letting the feet fall open, the arms at your sides, beginning to let go and allow yourself the space to integrate all of the work that you've done today, the space to surrender, to be supported and held by the earth, letting go of any shape of the breath, just allowing it to arrive as it is. Begin to deepen the breathing, Coming back into our bodies, back into the space, making gentle movements to awaken the body, taking your time to come into a seated position facing the front of the room. Take a moment here to just notice how you feel, how the body feels, the mind, the spirit. No judgment, just noticing. On an inhale, circle sweep the arms up overhead, reaching with the fingertips, palms together. Exhale, hands at heart center. Thank you so much for joining for this practice of Yin Yoga for the winter solstice. As we embrace this energy, turning inward and discovering our internal light. It is my greatest wish that you may carry the benefit of this practice with you throughout the rest of your week and the rest of this season, this cycle. Thank you again. I hope that you have a wonderful holiday season. Sat Nam, may you align with your favorite version of you. Thank you.